Hey, what's up everybody? Thank you for clicking on the video. This is David Pendleton, and now we're going to be covering the front 9 holes of the final round rookie level playoff tournament. So I already have one video out there that's going to give you a detailed breakdown on how to ace all the par 3s. So that's going to be 3 extra drops right there for you, hopefully. On top of what we're going to see here in this video, some very minor tweaks on a couple holes to help you really get to the top of your leaderboard. Again, congrats on making it this far. This is a hard tournament. I want you to do the best that you can. Let me know in the comments how you do. And, let's just go ahead and get after it. Let's go to hole number 1. Hole number 1, there's really nothing special here. Okay, we're going to be playing this the same way that we have all tournament, which is 10% at max on the drive. For me, I put my red ring there on the rough line. I put my extra mile at the +2 yard mark, and then I make my adjustment, which is 10% at max. And right here, I use about 1/4 of a ball of curl to the left. Perfect shot. And we move on to shot number 2. Shot number 2 here, when I take a look at my replay, I just over-adjusted, so I made a mistake here. I want you to play at 10% at minimum. For me, I just pulled too many rings. And the one thing here, you have to be super careful about the glitch on the green. As you can see here, your ball guideline disappears. Your ball guideline your ball can come short if you don't lead the ball through the pin. But here, I should have played this 10% at minimum. I just adjusted too far past the bullseye. I do hit a perfect ball, but again, because I pulled, probably 0.2 more rings than I should have, I ended up missing to the left-hand side. Play at 10% at minimum, and I think you're going to be looking at a really good opportunity to start off your tournament with an eagle. Takes us to hole number 2. Hole number 2, now we do get the hole-in-one here, okay? And we're going to be doing a couple different things to get it. First of all, we're going to make sure we have our sniper selected. And then it's going to be very easy. We're going to add 1 bar of backspin, and then we're going to find the landing spot. There's 2 things we're looking for on the landing spot. There's our backspin. Here's our landing spot. Bam, right there. Yellow ring on the rough. And then ball guideline through the hole. The ball guideline is touching the flagstick, but absolutely favoring the right-hand side, okay? From there, you're going to redo your spin. You're going to keep the 1 bar of backspin, but then you're going to add a sliver of right side spin, just like that, okay? Now, again, I had to tweak this shot in practice to find it. I made it a couple times in practice, and then I made it right here in the tournament for real, but then I barely missed it on my other account. So I've made this shot 3 out of 4 times. I hope it treats you just as good. Here we pull it 1-to-1, so 4.5 mile per hour wind equals 4.5 rings. We get that perfect ball, and you're going to see that we do sneak it on the left-hand side of the cup. So even aiming right, even adding the right side spin, we still sneak it on the left-hand side. So be very careful of that, when you go to take your shot. So again, 1 back, find your landing spot. Bam, bam, there's your landing spot. Now we're going to go in here, redo the spin, keep the 1 back, add a little bit of right side spin. That's what your ball guideline looks like right there. You see it's not even close to the pin. This is very weird. So we're aiming way right, and we have a crosswind push from left to right. But that's just the way this thing comes off the rough. It's the way it rolls. And like I said, 75% take rate on the hole-in-one, which we will take it. All right, there it is. Takes us to hole number 3. Hole number 3 ends up being my first mistake of the tournament. Unfortunately, I clipped this rough on my drive. But here you're going to see I'm using a Kingmaker just to help reduce the wind. I'm backing my target up a little bit, putting my green ring right there on the rough line, and then I pull into overpower. So therefore, I'm going to use a little bit of overpower. Not a whole lot, though. I hit that perfect ball. And there, I just barely clipped the rough. Obviously, we're looking to miss the clipping of the rough, and we're looking to roll out much higher onto the fairway. But, that didn't happen for me. So that's going to leave me with my only option here was to lay up. I thought about going full top, full right side spin to see if I could get that thing on the green. But to me, it just wasn't worth the risk of putting it in the sand or something like that. So therefore, I decided to just lay up. Nothing special here. But then we go into this shot, 0% at minimum distance. Yeah, and hopefully you're not in this situation. Hopefully you use a little bit more overpower on your drive and you end up not clipping that rough and you get yourself a nice rollout. Just be careful with the top spin and be careful with major overpower, because you could get yourself into a situation to where you miss that rough, but then you take a super roll into the other rough. All right, but regardless, I hit a perfect ball here and I don't save the shot. That really stinks for hole number 3. But then we go to hole number 4. We make it up on hole number 4. We make up the missed opportunity on 3 with the hole-in-one here. We're going to play 10% at minimum. Pretty simple. We're going to be using a navigator with 1 bar a side spin to the left, combined with 2 bars a top spin. Here our landing position is putting the yellow ring right there on the fringe line, and then moving our target over to the right until we get a very nice smooth ball guide line just like that. We'll look at it here. You know, the ball guide line is pretty straight. It's not too curved. Obviously, it's curved a little bit to the left, but ultimately, you know, this is pretty straight for this hole. Ball guide line going through the pin, as you can see right there, and dead center. We make our adjustment, which again was 10% at minimum distance. We get a perfect ball. And this thing comes in really nicely with a true ball guide line, dead center of the cup for the hole-in-one on hole number 4. Takes us to hole number 5. Hole number 5, I'm only going to show you an aggressive path, all right? Again, like I said, all tournament long, if you're a true rookie player, you know, you're more than likely going to need to lay up and just go for the bounce over shot and just take your birdie. Aggressive players with higher clubs, especially if you're in higher tier on rookie, like a tier 3, you're going to see people bombing this ball away. You're going to see people taking money balls, high apox, and getting onto the green very easily. I'm going to show you a shot here that needs a little bit of tweaking, but ultimately is pretty good. We're taking our berserker with an apoc, and we're going to go full top, full left. So basically as much top as you can with 2 bars of side spin to the left. Now, obviously, if you're a player that has a very high level apoc, you don't want to sit there and go with like an apoc 7 or 8 with max top. Cool that down a little bit. But here I'm putting the green ring on the fringe line, or on the rough line, as you can see right there, green ring on the rough. I make my pull, which is 10% at max. Now from here, you're going to see here, I'm using a little bit of overpower. It's not a lot. And I'm using max curl to the left. I hit a perfect ball. It's going to be so important that you hit this ball perfect. A great left will probably clip the rough and put you into the water. Great right is definitely going to put you into the water. Unfortunately here, just a little bit too much curl. If I would just reduce the curl a little bit, I wouldn't get stuck in the rough there. Now, regardless, still being stuck in the rough, you're getting a very, very good chance for an eagle. It's a very close chip-in opportunity. Unfortunately, I had a great shot, so I didn't get this one. But I believe in you. I believe that you can hit perfect and get that ball to drop. All right. Now, let it fly. All right, there's going to be no elevation here. This is simply a max top spin shot. 2 bars of side spin to the right. Full overpower. All we're trying to do is get as high up on the second fairway as we can. So there's one fairway bounce. We clip the rough, and we roll out. Now, obviously, I'd rather not clip the rough, but you're gonna have a very hard time not clipping that rough in direct headwind like this. That'll take us on to shot number 2. The good news is shot number 2 can be played with quite a bit of top spin. Notice I didn't go full top. I went almost full top, but I do go full right. Here I back my target up a little bit so that I can adjust 10% at max. And then I'm going to use a little bit of overpower combined with max curl to the right. Again, need to hit perfect. A great right will probably stick you in the rough. A great left will probably put you in the rough up here to the left-hand side. But here, this is very nice. That leaves us with a wedge shot to pin. That's, of course, just your normal max top spin shot. And then you're good to go. All right, hole number 7. Pick up another hole-in-one. We play at 20% at minimum with a Marlin ball, 1.8 top. We're going to do our target here. The red ring is going to be on the rough line. And you're going to see that I zoom in. I always try to zoom in when I play so that if I make a shot or when I miss, you all have a frame of reference. Notice the end of my ball guideline is a couple of green squares short of the pin, but it's in the light green row. So notice that I'm in the light green row, really favoring the left-hand side. Almost where the light green and dark green touch, but not quite. From here, we make our adjustment, like I said, 10% at minimum distance of our club. You're going to hear my dog drinking in the background, so she just woke up. That's the first thing she does is head right to her water bowl. So you're going to hear her slopping away. But here, we do get that ball perfect. And you're going to see we get the camera angle, and we come in really nice, almost dead center for the hole-in-one on hole number 7. Again, I have a complete par 3 breakdown in a separate video already out today. Here we go to hole number 8. Hole number 8, a really, really good chance for the eagle, and one that we have to make if we're going to compete in the tournament. Here we go, full top, full left, orange ring on the rough. We're playing this one 10% at mid distance. Again, I pull this one 10% at mid. We're not going to be using any overpower. This is just a normal shot. And we come up really nicely on the fairway here. Now, what I don't want you to do is do what I do here. I don't want you to hit a great shot. I want you to hit perfect. Super disappointed I couldn't hit a great shot on either of my accounts on this hole. But regardless, I know the elevation is good. You're going to play at 10% at minimum. I know the backspin's good. 2 bars of backspin. Again, a little bit of a glitchy, sorry, not 2 bars of backspin, 1 bar of backspin because we get a little bit of a glitchy ball guideline here. 1 bar backspin allows the ball guideline to stay a little bit smoother. But again, like I said, I hit a great ball. Clearly here with a perfect, we would have definitely been in the cup. But, it is what it is, and that's just how the game goes sometimes. Now we go to hole number 9. Hole number 9, thank goodness, at least we have an easier eagle. This is one of the more favorable wind angles for this hole. Here we're going to go with 3 top, 2 left. I do 10% at max, and you can kind of see my landing spot here. I use half a ball of curl to the left. Perfect ball. We land very nicely on the fairway, leaving us for our big dog shot, number 2. Hey, I really hope you find the video helpful. I hope you like it. Please subscribe. Please hit the thumbs up button. And if you like my work and you have the means to do so, maybe I helped you have a good finish in the tournament, you can always find a link to my PayPal in the comments section below. Anything would help. It really does go a long way. But here we're going to be taking our big dog, as you saw, a couple bars of top spin combined with a couple bars of side spin to the left, a little bit of left curl, and we just stop on the green, leaving us for an easy putt for eagle. Let me know how you do in the comments. I'm going to go play the back 9 now while this thing uploads, and I hope you all have a great weekend. Thanks for watching.